What's up, YouTube? As many of you may know by now, the sequel to The Batman has been delayed indefinitely. There are many reasons for why this happened, however none are more relevant than the fact that the script was trashed. As I'm sure many of you may remember, Matt Reeves said months ago that they had a script near finalizing, however now they don't have any script. So what happened to it? Well, fortunately for us, it was leaked, and today I'm going to break it all down. So let's get started right away. So the movie begins mere moments after The Batman, the first film in what's expected to be a trilogy. We begin by witnessing a Penguin bank heist, who's now the head of Carmine Falcone's empire. As they are attempting to loot the city, they're in a shootout with Gordon and what's left of the GCPD. Then we see Sal Maroni on his way to the same bank, watching a news broadcast with Harvey Dent, the new district DA, arriving to Gotham. The camera transitions to the Batman, who's watching the same broadcast in the Batcave. A breaking news segment flashes over the screen, announcing to Bruce the trouble at the bank. We then witness a Dark Knight suit-up scene, a callback to the original Batman produced in 1989. The next scene consists of a Penguin and Sal Maroni shootout scene at the bank. It's important to note that Sal Maroni is wearing a black mask, similar to that of Roman Sionis. As Penguin and his thugs realize that Batman is nearby, they flee, leaving the money, realizing they're fighting an uphill battle. Maroni's goons recommend he does the same. However, he's naive to the Batman's abilities, so he stays. After every thug is taken down one by one, Maroni stands alone against the Dark Knight. After the Caped Crusader makes short work of Maroni, Maroni flees, running into the back alley. Batman's then met with another group of thugs, who are transporting the money into semis. Maroni hops into one, yelling to the driver to go as fast as possible. Yet the Dark Knight is right behind them. We witness a high-speed chase, similar to that of Batman and the Penguin in the original Batman. So although the Dark Knight tries his very hardest to catch them, they escape, showing the Dark Knight's inexperience, yet his willpower all at the same point. As he rides back to the Batcave, we realize that he did not fail completely, as he was able to obtain Sal Maroni's mask. The next night he gives it to Gordon, who promises to run DNA tests with the hope that it could incriminate Sal Maroni. The next scene is revealed to be a brunch between Harvey Dent, Bruce Wayne, and Harvey Dent's fiancée. During the visit, we learn of Harvey Dent's enthusiasm towards the Batman, how he views him as a hero, not a vigilante, and something that Gotham needs right now. Harvey Dent also mentions the willpower of Gotham City as a whole, dealing with riddles, Falcone. However, the most important piece of information was when he mentioned clowns, meaning that the Batman has already dealt with the Joker. While Harvey Dent and Bruce Wayne were best friends growing up, we also find out about another friend, one by the name of Thomas Elliot. As we all know, Thomas Elliot later goes on to become Hush in the comics. The last part of the brunch includes Bruce Wayne asking how Harvey Dent's mental health has been, with Harvey replying that it's getting better, slowly but surely. The brunch is cut short as Harvey Dent is informed that they have new evidence regarding the Sal Maroni case, and he's forced to leave immediately. The next scene consists of Gordon turning on the bat signal with a visitor, Harvey Dent, who awaits the Dark Knight on the rooftop. When the Caped Crusader arrives, Lieutenant Gordon introduces the two, prompting them to discuss the warrant for Sal Maroni's arrest, as well as the tactics they'll have to use to get Maroni into Blackgate. Now that they have incriminating evidence in the form of DNA from the mask for Sal Maroni, it's up to them to obtain him. After several minutes of conversation, Lieutenant Gordon gets a call from his phone, and it's from Commissioner Loeb. He informs Gordon that Sal Maroni has released incriminating evidence of Oswald Cobblepot and all his looting schemes, which took place after he obtained Carmine Falcone's empire. The only issue is that Loeb informs Gordon that the Penguin is leaving Gotham, forcing the Batman to go after him, leaving Lieutenant Gordon and Harvey Dent to handle Sal Maroni. Gordon, Dent, and what's left of the GCPD all go and hunt down Maroni. However, Gordon and Dent are split up, with Dent being tortured by Maroni and his thugs. By the time the GCPD breach the building, Sal Maroni is already gone. We then see a motionless Dent, who's left fried head to toe on one half of his body. After a successful pursuit of the Penguin, the Dark Knight returns to find Harvey Dent in critical condition. Dent is visited by therapist after therapist. However, it's revealed to us that a life of trauma has left him visibly and mentally scarred. He is then visited by Bruce Wayne, who consoles him as he watches Harvey Dent pull out a $quarter. Dent then flips it, deciding whether or not he would talk to Bruce. When the quarter lands on heads, he looks over at Bruce, prompting Wayne to ask him why the obsession. Harvey then looks over at Bruce Wayne, furious, screaming at him, "Don't you understand? This is the way my father used to decide on whether he would beat me or not." Bruce goes silent as Harvey reveals to him that he's finally reached the tip of the iceberg. This is his breaking point, and there's nothing more he can do. All his decisions are now left to chance. Dent then rips off his cloak, which was hiding his scars, looking in the mirror, asking why. Why was it him? Bruce tells him everything's going to be alright, as he's going to call Thomas Elliot to perform a plastic surgery on him, and Bruce would take up the tab. Harvey Dent insists that this doesn't happen, as there's no need for it. His body represents his mind, soul, and spirit now. After Bruce Wayne leaves, Dent escapes the hospital, searching for Maroni, pulling all the strings he has available to him, until he finally finds Sal, who he assassinates, claiming his empire in the process. Before his death, Maroni and Dent have a meaningful conversation. This is where Maroni brings to the attention of Two-Face that it wasn't Maroni's fault, as criminal scum are going to take advantage of any opportunity they have, and it was the GCPD and the Dark Knight who failed him, as they should have rescued him sooner, preventing all this from happening in the first place. This prompts Dent to turn his attention to the GCPD, where he sends kamikaze trucks, killing off Commissioner Loeb in the process. Meanwhile, the Caped Crusader and Lieutenant Gordon hunt for Dent, but only discover Maroni's corpse in the Gotham Harbor. We then follow a frustrated Bruce Wayne, who has searched all night for his long-term friend. This is then followed by a call from Harvey Dent's fiancée, asking if she can stop by Wayne Manor. We learn her name is Gilda Clark, a callback to Gilda Dent, Harvey Dent's fiancée in the Detective Comics. We learn that she is Bruce Wayne's first love interest, and although both are mourning, the fire is soon rekindled between them. As Dent has his thugs go and search for his fiancée, his heart is soon broken and a friendship severed when he finds their whereabouts is at Wayne Manor. His goons ask what he would like them to do, and he tells them to wait, as he'd be arriving shortly. Dent waits with his thugs until the next morning when she's leaving, as he has her kidnapped and he enters Wayne Manor, confronting Bruce, shooting him in the chest, having the manor rigged to blow. Fortunately for Bruce, he's able to crawl down into the Batcave just in time, leaving his family home in rubble. Dent then takes his fiancée to their home, tortures her, and as he's about to make her quote-unquote two of a kind, Gordon is given intel on Dent's whereabouts, and the GCPD arrive, arresting him and his gang. Dent is then sent to Arkham, where after several months of therapy, he is finally able to convince them that he's mentally stable, and all charges against him are dropped to insanity. The eve of his departure, a fellow inmate causes a mental breakdown of Dent after talking through the walls. The next morning, Dent overpowers the guard escorting him out of Arkham. Starting a riot, the prisoners overpowered all the guards. Unexpectedly, the Dark Knight arrives, as all Arkham guards are being held hostage, Batman being told by Gordon that Dent requested him, and only him, to enter into Arkham. Being forced to surrender, Batman walks into a court full of prisoners, with Two-Face at the head of it. This then prompts Two-Face and Batman to have a back and forth until Dent declares Batman guilty, setting the focus of the riot onto the Caped Crusader himself. Batman then blacks out after several minutes of fighting the mob, until Gordon and the National Guard arrive and tame the prison. We then get a point of view from Batman, who wakes up to chase Two-Face down until it's just the two of them in the basement of Arkham Asylum. A long, drawn-out fist fight occurs between the two, until the Dark Knight gains the upper hand, forcing Dent into submission. As Batman asks him who was responsible for his breakdown, an unknown assailant puts a bullet in Harvey's head. Batman runs after him, and all we hear are laughs. The final Arkham scene consists of a "ha ha" written in blood on the wall, and Batman returning to Joker's empty cell. Gordon is then declared the new commissioner. Alfred discharged from the hospital after the injuries he sustained in the first film, and a report about an Arkham escapee is on the news in the post-credit scene. This now brings us to the end of the leaked script. I wanted to say a big thank you to all of you who stuck around, and I would really appreciate a like and subscribe, as this new channel will be everything about the Matt Reeves Batverse. Thank you.